Good evening. Welcome to the Caring Orchid Foundation, Caring Orchid Promise Talk Radio Show. Brought to you and sponsored by Don Diva Enterprises in conjunction with Caring Orchid Foundation. We would like to kick off our Caring Orchid Promise with good news, charitable organizational updates, opportunities to volunteer, and community initiatives and more. And part of our initiatives with Caring Orchid Foundation are to discuss different things to help you self-help, self-motivate, to get up, get out and do something. And with the charity, our main motivators are giving you workshops and things to help you begin to figure out your values, your goals, your mission, things that you visualize for yourself. And part of that is that we'll be giving these self-help series throughout the talk radio show. And the first one we're going to be talking about is like life values, life goals, and things like that, and also your life compass. Part of this is in conjunction with Don Diva Coaching, which is a partner of ours that we utilize to do coaching vouchers with Caring Orchid Foundation for most of our clients and that ilk of those that come through our door. And the main thing what we're trying to do is to make sure that you guys have an understanding of life management skills, and other things that will help you skill build and cope with your life. As you know, like I said, as a charitable organization, our main thing is one caring act at a time. And part of that caring act at a time is to be able to give you guys self help tools, self building tools, pillars of light, paradigms of coaching, and also give you pointers to give your life compass a better direction. Even though you might not be in the best situation, at least it'll help you go there from here. And once you leave our doors, you'll feel some type of way that you've got a good compass to go towards and a life goal to go towards, and then values that you'll be able to set forth as your, I would say, a foundation for you to get there from here. It's not easy. It just takes baby steps. So part of that is giving you guys little pointers and things like that. So let's go ahead and start with our life compass and values and whatnot, and things that will help you to ponder all of these things. So let's go ahead and start. With our coaching packages that we have normally through Don Diva Coaching, it would be over different levels and depths and whatnot that legitimately offer you things that you need to recognize in your changes in your life, recognize your challenges, your fears, things like that. Worries that you may be having, whether it's relationships, family, education, where you're having a place to stay, or if you're having a lack there of a place to stay. Um, parenting classes, the things that are going to be needed if you're having abuse situations and whatnot. A lot of the times you're going to need a lot of plan of care in between and a lot of gaps. So we're there to bridge the gap, give you the resources, pertinent things that you need. Part of that in recognizing each of these challenges that when you come through our doors is it brings you quality, and it helps you build current understanding of the things and the expectations that you should have for your outcomes, and then the necessary things that you need to be doing, and also neuro linguistic programming, things that will build rapport and respect for yourself and as well as for others, and the things that you're trying to do and get done. That all has to do with your life compass, your values, and things like that. And we'll go over that in just one moment. Then we're going to help you to recognize healthy relationships, unhealthy relationships, all the things that go into the encompassment of getting your life together, getting yourself together, and one caring act at a time with this organization. We also offer different things on workshops on therapies for couples and things like that, especially married couples or unmarried couples or long-term couples that are actually going through hardships. We understand that everybody has a different story, different things that happen, so therefore we want to make sure that we're covering all of those different things. And then we're understanding the behaviors and emotional states that you all might be in, and that it's not easy to get and ask for help. And then part of it is pride. Part of it is walking to the door and saying, I need help. Again, we're going to be giving you different things for learning lessons from the past, forgiving and letting go of the past, and finding out your core values and the things that are going to help you with your life compass and to move on, to build a better legacy and greater intelligence as to how to cope with different things as they come and get thrown to you in your hardships in life. Then on top of that, we're going to teach you how to transform and how to express yourself more, and then have a more loving, closer relationship with yourself and others that you're having to deal with your situation, and also to formulate those support systems that you're going to be needing. And then on top of that, to love yourself deeper, and then find that one of the caring acts in kind for yourself is also loving yourself enough to know when you need help, and when able to say, you know what, put my pride aside. I need help. I need these people to kind of give me some pointers and what needs to go on in my life so that I can get it together. And then with that, we're hoping we building that respect and rapport with you and with our other community members and partnerships and those core values, so that you'll be able to feel like you can really get there from here. And then after this, if you come back and volunteer with us, you'll be able to get that next person who comes through our doors, and you'll help them understand because you've already been through our processes. Now, again, like I said, the life compass and goals. Let's go over that because that's one of the main things in our workshops that we do is that let's go over the values first of all. With your values, most of the things that you're going to value, what matters deep in your heart, is going to be what do you want to do after you've gone through this? What person do you want to be after you've thrived from this? What personal areas do you have strengths and weaknesses in? And then what do you want to work on? Is it your work education? Is it your relationship? Is it personal growth and development? Is it skill building? Is it the things that you need, such as with work and education, would it be your workplace, career, education, and skill development, the things that you're going to need to get back on your feet. Those are things that you're going to be able to ask us, and we'll be able to provide you those resources. Then on top of that, you're thinking about relationships. If you're having a hard time, if it's you and your family that are homeless, or if you're not homeless and you're actually struggling and you need to come through our doors to get some food at the pantry, things like that, or thrift. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Secondhand's nothing wrong with that as long as you understand that it's a starting point. And sometimes we may have some new clothing and items and things in there in the shop as well. And then with that, what I want you to understand is that also that you got to remember, even though you're going through a lot, still find some leisure, find some way to get some adequate rest, good nutrition, things like that, and sit down for a second, take a breather. And part of that is understanding, am I living fully by my values, or am I acting inconsistently with my values? And those are things that we're going to help you identify in your bullseye and the things that you need to do for you to be able to get there and understand yourself. But part of that is going through those processes. We'll take you through workshops with that will allow you for personal growth and development, relationships, leisure, work, and education. And at your current point will be getting your life together. And part of that is all of these different things. Then from there, we're going to help you with the thoughts and feelings and things like that. Because part of that is understanding, you know, how life affects you, and what stops you from getting from point A to point B. Like when you come through our doors and getting the understanding that it's going to be a process, it's going to take time, it's going to take, a lot of different things, such as these workshops and things like that, brain training, coaching, and the voucher programs and things like that to get you from point A to point B to XYZ through course through fourths, and finally getting to that end point that after all those caring acts that you finally made it past your moment in time where life is just pants on the ground, don't know what to do, and you're like, ah! So what we're going to do is help you to identify things like, if you're having physical illness, difficulty in relationships, your work situation, financial crises, things that are causing you to not perform at your best, even though you're at your worst. And those are the things that we help you to identify as well. Then, if you're dealing with things such as coping with, traumatic events, if it's something happened, house fires, things like that, severe injury, things that cause your life to go turn upside down, those are part of the reasons why we go over these type of workshops and things for you to kind of get there and be able to cope and have coping mechanisms and healthy ones as on top of that, so that we can identify where it needs to help you. And then also with the children and things like that, we do offer programs for the children to be able to understand, mommy and daddy are going through things, or if you're a single parent, you're going through things, and for them to help cope and things like that. And we offer voucher programs for that as well. And then part of that is also identifying your thoughts, your self-deprecating thoughts while you're going through crises. And then finding the four major elements of that contribute significantly to thriving and surviving through grief, guilt, or emotional turmoil that goes through having a life changing situation or having to go to a charity and say, you know what, I need the help. But part of it is kind of swallowing your pride and saying, you know what, I have self deprecating thoughts about this. I feel kind of upset, guilty, and angry that I'm going through this, and I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to show you how. So, with that, we're going to unpack and take a note of the thoughts, what memories, what worries, what fears that you have, self criticisms, and unhelpful thoughts that you dwell on, that you get caught up in when you're going through things like this, because it's not easy. Then, on top of that, we're going to help you find a path that's going to allow you to go and push yourself to bring you through it and push. Pray until something happens, but still make the facilitated efforts to order your steps, guide your tongue, and make action steps to get there. Then the other thing is figuring out what are the life draining actions in between that are causing the levels of self deprecating thoughts and whatnot, and what you're struggling with in your feelings, the urges, the impulses, the sensations associated with what you're going through, what you're suppressing, and what you're avoiding in those thoughts. In that, and that's part of what our counselors, what our volunteers will help you with, and to figure out your needs assessment when you come through the doors, and we'll iron all those different things out. And then, what are you avoiding in this challenging situation? What is the situation of people, places, and things? Those are part of the needs assessment and things that we'll go over in your first, orientation, onboarding, and whatnot. So that way you can understand, hey, this is a process, but these are the processes that we have to go through. And part of it is the mindset of that, yeah, it sucks right now, but it's going to get better. Then on top of that, this is where we go into the life compass. And part of that is giving yourself a scale from 1 to 10 of things that are more important to you and things that are not important to you, and how you're actually valuing that and how you're actually making the efforts to do so. And that's part of the parenting part and the paradigms and things like that we'll go over. That'll help you in the charity and also to help you through the volunteer process and whatnot, and our volunteers who are going to be able to assess you, give you the different tools and things like that you'll need to help do that, and come in and see us from time to time so we can track your progress and get you there from there. And part of those things is on a scale of 1 to 10, what's important to you, like your parenting, personal growth, spirituality, your health. What health factors are bothering you? What's causing you to have these downfalls? You know, and maintaining those things. If it's work, if you're needing to find work, we can find different things like job readiness programs or things like that will help you get on your feet, or vouchers, or connect you with the different resources, self help, and whatnot that is going to get you from there, or give you adequate training, because we do have a partnership with Don Diva Enterprises Learning that offers you training in self help and learning skills and things like that. So you need to let us know what you need. Then on top of that, community environment. As you go through the program and we find different things that you need, you'll find that you'll connect with other community members or partners that we may have that will be able to get you on your feet and connect with those partnerships, and then coincide with that to build you up, not break you down. And then family and relationships, part of that is the coaching. And then also getting you referrals over to adequate doctors and things like that, physicians or psychiatrists, psychologists, and things like that. And working with you to pay for those services to allow you to be able to cope with the things and find healthy coping mechanisms. Or if you're dealing with other things such as alcoholism, drug addicts, or anything, what have you. We're not here to judge. What we're here to do is help you when act and caring act in kind at one time. And then on top of that, through your needs assessment, if you're going through those things, just admit it up front. We'll work with you. We'll figure out what we can do so that we can keep you together and get you to cope better and not have unhealthy coping mechanisms and whatnot and what have you. Then on top of that, maintaining the intimate relationships go along with that. And also the social relationships you may have with others and family members and things like that, and figuring out what needs to be done as you go along through the program and whatnot. And that's part of figuring out all those different things. So the next session, when we go through all of this, we'll be talking about struggles and values and things like that to help you understand all of that and how to identify all of that and unpack it. So part of the things that I want to ask some of you before we head off of here is that there's some questions that you need to be able to look at in order to, figure out where you're going and daily success habits. And we'll